Now, to start off individually, now, as I say is that as every individual, we want to treat every one of you as a business enterprise to start with. So when we look at each individual as a business enterprise, the only difference of an individual, because individual can have a dreams. We all dreams, and it's important to dream because in all millionaire, it begins with the dreams. Now, after dreams, you must be able to translate them into a philosophy that made up of your visions, your purpose, and your value model. Having to be very clear with this, we go on to do a very important exercise. That will be a SWOT analysis of yourself. Now, in this case, SWOT stands for strength, of course, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Now, internally, we always want to look at ourselves as a person. What is my strength? How does it going to affect my goals, right? So my strength for me is that I knew that when I was very young, when I was starting off in my life, I came from a very strong sporting background, right? And you know that as a sports person, we train very hard, and when we get into a game, we want to win it, right? So that was really a very significant strength of mine, and I was a very hardworking person. Although my weaknesses is I actually can't study very well, right? And I can only take actions, but I've got this very strength, this affinity for people. I was very comfortable. I was a good listener. I was somebody that people would be able to talk to. And for these reasons, you know that my opportunity is in the people business, all right? So I have many weaknesses, of course, like anybody else, but we need to be able to understand where is our weaknesses, right? Now, opportunity, as far as I'm concerned, when I'm helping other people, is to understand and ask him questions, right, surrounding him or in his attitudes. What would be the potential opportunities that arising from his experience, from his market, from the background that he comes from, or she comes from, of course. No. Having to say this, my strength was very much like I was very willing to go on the street and to be able to talk to as many people as possible, you know. Right? I love to be able to learn as much of people as possible since I was a very people-oriented person. So the opportunity in me is actually to get me on the street and talk to as many people as possible. And because I was a sports person, I'm willing to work very hard, and I'm very, very result-oriented in this case. And that is really my opportunity. Of course, I have got my own threats surrounding me too. Like when I was young, I didn't have a lot of pocket money for myself to start a business. So I got to be very careful in managing finances. So in short, my X factors is using my discipline, my desire to win in life, to make a lot of money for that matter, and capitalize on the potential markets of cocoa. So that was my X factors, right? What about yours? You should be looking at your individual X factors too. Now, businesses is obviously a little bit more different because businesses, when you look at a SWOT analysis for businesses, you need to be able to analyze, for example, internal strength of a company, internal weaknesses. So it has got more focus in other areas like departmental, functional, your products, the capability of the management teams, and so on. And of course, when we look at weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, it's centered around a bigger business. Whereas individual X factor is a little bit more straightforward where, for example, if you're a leader, you need to sort of counsel the person, all right, coach the persons, and to identify in the most agreeable term what is the X factors.